Hey guys, so today I'm making a video about the creepiest thing that has ever happened to me, and I've been wanting to make this video for a long time, but I hesitated because I was worried that the person that this creepy video is about has an internet connection, which now that I think about it, I highly doubt it. I don't think this man even has a computer. So let's just start at the beginning of the story, and that is at my previous bartending job, which was at a local Italian family-owned restaurant in Connecticut. I worked there for about 3 years, and I really loved working there because you had a lot of regulars, a lot of the same people coming in, a lot of just like really chill. Oh my god, Frank is looking at my face. So I worked at this place. I really loved my job. I love the people that I work with. But once in a while, because of the location of the restaurant, you'd get like a few like weirdos coming in. A lot of like crackheads, former crackheads. It was an interesting crowd, to say the least. There was one man in particular that used to come in like every single day that I worked, and he would always be the first person through the door. And for the sake of the story, we're gonna name him Joe. And Joe worked as the shopping cart guy at a grocery store for like ever, like literally for like 20 years. And for a while, I always thought there was like something wrong with him, whether it be, you know, maybe he was just very socially awkward, or I don't know. I just couldn't put my finger on it, but I was really nice to him. Always super friendly, made conversation. If it would just be me and him alone at the bar, then I would definitely just like sit down next to him and we'd converse, and sometimes I would even throw him like a shot on the house. But one thing that really bothered me about him is that he would never ever tip me, and a lot of the other bartenders had a problem with it, and that's why they would like really not refuse, but they would really avoid serving him. Whereas I was just kind of like, oh, whatever, it's like community service. I'm just gonna give this guy a beer and a shot, and I don't really care if he tips me or not, because he's kind of just like this innocent little soul, and it's just Joe. You just can't be mad at him, you know? But then one day, something really weird happened, and I came into work to work my regular, like, Friday night shift, and the bartender who was there previously approaches me and says, "Stephanie, Joe is really drunk, and he's saying some really weird things." I'm like, well, what kind of weird things? I mean, that's kind of normal. Joe always says weird things. But she's like, no, this time it's different. And if he says anything to you or any of the customers, you ask him to leave or ask one of the managers to throw him out. So I'm like, okay, how bad can it really be, though? It's Joe. It's Joe. He's an innocent little soul of a man. So she leaves, and I take over. And of course, Joe is visibly intoxicated, and I see him from the corner of my eye, and he is, you know, motioning with his hand for me to come over. So I'm like, oh crap, here goes. I was a little scared. So I walk over, and Joe's like, come closer. I'm like, I'm not getting closer. I'm staying right here where I am, within a safe parameter of you. And he looks like he's really distraught, really upset about something. So I asked him, like, what's up, Joe? What's going on? And he's like, well, there's something I need to tell you. I mean, my mind is just racing a million miles a minute at this point. I'm thinking, what's going on? Is he gonna, like, tell me he's sick or dying, or did someone he knows die, or I don't know. And he tells me that for the past like a couple of months, he has been paying this cashier lady from across the street at the grocery store like $100-something a week. First of all, whoa, wait a minute. You're giving some random lady from the grocery store $100-something a week, and you can't even tip me? And then I ask him, Joe, why are you giving this lady $100-something a week? He's like, well, you know, just to help her out. And I'm like, well, that's very nice of you. And then I go to walk away, and he's like, but wait. And I'm like, what? And he tells me that he's actually giving her the money for something, which makes a lot more sense. You don't just give somebody $100 because you're a nice person. And he told me that some really scary, freaky shit's been going on, and he's kind of, you know, traumatized by it. And I at this point don't know if I want to know. I'm not so sure. Other people at the bar are kind of listening on to this conversation, and they seem a little perturbed as well. And then finally, Joe just says it. He says, well, I pay this woman $100-something a week because, you know, once in a while, her husband and her will invite me over to her house and shove me under their mattress while they have sexual intercourse. What? Literally, my heart stopped when he said that. Everyone at the bar heard it. Everyone turned their heads like, what? And I tell Joe, listen, this is really freaking weird, and you can do whatever you want in your free spare time. I don't care what kind of kinky stuff you're into, but you just cannot be going around and telling people about it. And then he proceeded to say, well, the reason why I'm telling you is because I'm really scared because a couple weeks ago, I was underneath their mattress and I couldn't breathe, and it's really scary, but I like it. And I honestly couldn't understand, like, why, other than the fact that he was drunk, that he was telling me all of this information, and it really freaked me out and really scared me. And so I don't remember exactly what happened. I think I told my manager to ask him to leave because he was like telling other customers as well. Like everybody that would sit next to him, he would tell them the same exact thing that he told me. So maybe he just had like a really bad case of like drunken verbal diarrhea. But yeah, it was just all sorts of weird and all sorts of wrong. A few times after that, Joe would come in and he would like try to tell me about all his weird like sexual kinky endeavors, but I would just kind of shut him out. I didn't even tell him this, but I was just thinking it. I was like, I do not get paid enough money to be your sex therapist. So it's either you tip me over $100 like you tip your little grocery store lady to shove you under the mattress, and then I'll talk to you about your weird messed up sex life, or you can continue not tipping me and I will serve you your Bud Light. My boss at that establishment let Joe open up an ongoing tab. So not only did he not tip me, he also just like stopped paying completely. And then one day Joe just disappeared. And I didn't see Joe for months and months and months. The only reminder I've had of Joe was his $300 tab of just Bud Light and blackberry brandy. And yeah, so once in a while I do look back and wonder, you know, where is Joe? What is that little old man up to? Is he still doing that stuff? I hope he's okay. I hope he didn't suffocate. But yeah, so that's my really, really creepy story. I'm not sure if you guys, you know, enjoyed that, but maybe it's like kind of funny. Thank you guys for watching. If you like this story, make sure to like this video and to subscribe to my channel if you aren't already. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!